Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV. I've got a very big photo printer next to me here. This is the HP Sprocket photo booth, and what this lets you do is set up a little photo booth at a party and have people walk up to it, hit the touch screen, pose in front of the camera here, and take a picture. And what it will do, and I'll demo it for you real quick here, is it will get ready here. It'll take a picture, and there it goes. And then it will print it out on a Sprocket printer that is built into the device here. So if I click print, it will then proceed to print the photograph out for the attendee. And additionally, they can share the pictures digitally with their friends right from the photo booth. And I'll demo how all of this works here in just a second, but I do want to let you know, in the interest of full disclosure, that this came in free of charge from HP Sprocket. However, they did not review or approve what you're about to see before it was uploaded. No other compensation was received, and all opinions are my own. And I will be donating this unit to the local PTO for some of their events after we are done with the review here. So this is the speed of the printer. It's not all that fast. So we'll let that photo print come out. And I didn't give it the best picture here either. So the camera quality on here is not great. I would say it's probably like a low-end smartphone quality. But you've got some options to create some fun banners around here, and you can also customize how these events are set up, and I'll show you how all of this works here in just a second. So we'll let the print come out here. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll dive in and see how it works. All right, so here is our print from the printer, and your guests will have to wait a minute or two for these to pop out. It's not a very fast print, and they look okay. They're pretty much on par with other Sprocket printers I've looked at in the past. One thing I noticed on mine here is that it does have a little bit of banding right here and right here, and I think it might be due to how it ingested the paper for the printing process, and I've seen this before on Sprocket printers. Now, they sell the paper in packs of 100. The pack of 100 costs $75 or about 75 cents per print, so you will have a little bit of an investment in the consumables here, but these don't use ink cartridges, because they use a special thermal process on the paper to generate the color image. So it's just the paper, again, about 75 cents per print to get these out. Now, the back of these is sticky if you remove the backing. So you could set up a wall next to the photo booth and have people stick the photos up there. You can give them the option to print multiple copies, so they can print one and stick it on the wall and take the other home with them. Additionally, they've got a digital option, and when you take a picture with this, you can then scan a QR code, and then the image can get downloaded to the phone that they have with them. Let me show you that. So a little bit earlier, I took a photo on the photo booth, and as it was printing, it displayed a QR code. And when I scanned that QR code, it brought me to this website here where I can download the photo into my phone's photo library. It doesn't require the user to download an app or anything, and it won't send the image to the cloud until somebody scans the barcode first. They won't have the option, though, to scan the barcode unless the photo prints out. It will, though, store all of the images on the internal storage, and as we work our way through the administrative side of this, I'll show you how that works. Now, from a hardware perspective, it is a plastic device here. It feels relatively sturdy on my desk. There's hardware included in the box that allows you to wall mount this. There is a lock here on the top to latch it in place, but it's just as easy to get it standing up on a table here with the easel that is built into it. So pretty easy to get up and running and very easy for your guests to use. There is some adjustability here to the display, so you can move it up or down to get everything angled, especially if you've got tall or short people that want to get in front of it. And then they can, when they're sitting in front of it here, make adjustments to the ring light around the border here, and they can also decide to turn the flash on or off. It will give you the option to retake the photo before you print it. So if something doesn't come out from an exposure standpoint, they can go back and make some changes before they burn through more of the paper. So they do have some flexibility there. So as the administrator, you can hit the exit button when you're in photo mode and type in the PIN code that you assign to the device when you set it up. And what this will do is it'll take us out to an event menu here, and I can jump back into the event if I want, but I'm going to go back all the way to the main menu. And if I go over to the gallery first, you'll see that it has all the photos that were taken at both events. So for example, the starter event, which is the one we were just running, has all of the photos that I took, including ones that I rejected and did not print. And what I have the option to do as the administrator is to create a share of the entire album that I could then send to my guests after the event concludes. So I'll click on continue here, and it will go ahead and upload those photos to the cloud. It will then generate a QR code, and I can send that code as just a photograph or send the link that it's generating out to my guests so they can take a look at it and download whatever photos they want from the box. You'll probably want to let your guests know that every image is recorded, even if it doesn't print. I would suggest maybe putting a little sign up next to it just so people are aware, because this will save everything every time somebody clicks the button, whether they print it or not. So I just scanned the QR code here, and it brought me to this page on my phone. I can download all of the photos as a zip file, or I can preview what is in the package here to decide whether or not I want to click the button. So pretty cool to get all of the images out to all of your guests after the event concludes. I can also go in here and manage individual photos. So for example, if there was something that somebody doesn't want to share with everybody else, I can delete it here so that it doesn't get uploaded when I click the share button later. So you do have some ability to police what goes on your device here. I'm going to jump out now to the main menu and show you the event section. So right now I've got 2 events on my Sprocket, but I can create another one here. And it'll walk you through the event as you set it up so you can make sure everything is properly ready to go. So for example, we're getting close to the holiday season, so I'm going to click on Holidays here, and it gives you a bunch of pre-made frames for the season, and you can pick whatever holiday fits your particular need at the moment. They've got Thanksgiving here, they have Mother's Day, and then of course you've got all of your Christmas stuff as well. I don't think at the moment you can create your own frames. You have to use what they provide to you, but there is a way to update firmware on this, and perhaps that's something they can get going in the future. So here's Thanksgiving. I'm just going to tap this one to select all of them, but I could also exclude one as well, and I'll click Next here. And it's also asking if I want to have a screensaver. So what will happen is that if somebody walks away and it's sitting idle for a period of time, it'll put up a little attract mode to try to get people to come up to it and hit the button. So if you hit Next here, they've got a whole bunch of different options for that, and you can preview these as well. So I could take a look at this one, for example. This one's called Nature, and if I hit the button there, it'll show you what it will look like. They're all animated, they're all pretty attractive here, and they're fun to have running on your device. So I'll do that one. I'll call this one Thanksgiving. This is running Android. The keyboard looks very familiar to me, and I'll just type that in and hit Save. And now we are ready to go, and I can hit the play button here, and that will start the event. I can also go in and edit some of the details of the event here as well. Another thing that some of the frames let you do is set a title and a caption. So if you had a wedding or a bar mitzvah or something, you could put the event into the title and caption, which will get printed with the photograph. Now if I hit play here, what will happen is it'll go back into photo mode, and we can start taking pictures for our next event. Now you do have some options before you start. One is to enable filters, which I'll show you when we go back into photo mode. You can also set a limit as to how many prints can be made per guest. So if you are afraid of somebody burning too many copies, you could say only 1 to a customer. And then you can also disable the sharing feature so that people can't scan the QR code after they take the picture. So I'll click Start here, and now we are ready to go. You see the border here lit up, and it's ready to take some pictures for folks. Now down here are the filters, so you can have like a black and white filter and a bunch of Instagram style stuff that people can play around with. And of course it gives you the real-time feedback as you are messing around with that stuff. You can turn off the flash here if you're noticing things are getting too washed out. And again, you can adjust the brightness here of the ring light as well. There's no video on this. It is pictures only. And you hit the button and then move on to the next customer. There is no way to charge people per print here, so this is something that your guests will get as a bonus for attending your event, but all in a pretty fun experience here. Now they also have a mobile app that will push you notifications should something go wrong with the printer, like a paper jam or it runs out of paper. you can then be notified and run over and take care of it. So if you are a photographer or a party organizer and you got a bunch of other stuff going on, you don't have to worry about the printer. It will let you know that something is wrong with it. But overall, I found this to be a pretty fun product. It's not cheap. It's about $600 plus the consumable costs that you have to pay. But if you are someone who provides parties as a service, this is a nice add-on that you can offer. Additionally, if you are someone who organizes just a lot of events for fundraising and stuff, it's always fun to have something like this where people can print out a memento of the occasion, and then you have something to share with your guests after the fact, and there is definitely some value to doing that. So all in, a pretty simple product here, but a fun one. And I always like getting in things that are a little bit different. And I saw this last year at the CES show, and I said, this might be kind of fun to play with. So it sure is. So that'll do it for this one. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.